It's really.
What if you got by with 30
Why was
minutes?
that so loud? I don't know. 96.5. Maybe I should do that. Okay. 96.5 KECO at Elk City, Oklahoma.
Could you get by with 30 minutes a day?
I don't know.
30 minutes?
That's not. But see, we as individuals need to devote time anyway.
Yes, but you also need to not shorten your life.
Or do you?
And the quality
Or do you?
And diminish the quality of your life.
Or do you?
And is that a requirement?
Just wear me out in your service.
Monastic,
Landry, wear me out.
Monastic and ascetic. Monasticism and asceticism, Nathan. Is that required? Are you supposed to kill yourself? Are you supposed to kill yourself in service to the cause?
96.5 KECO in Elk City. Do you ever have some days where you feel like your voice is, because it's weaker, and instead of that, it's up there?
When I hear my voice, I hate my voice. When I hear a recording, and I know everybody does, and I know what you're thinking, but you're on the radio.
You know what I tell people when they come in to do production? If we play something and then play it back, or sometimes they say it before we ever get started, and other times it's after we've been recording a while and then they hear it back. They'll say, "Oh, I hate my voice." And I say to them, well, that's a good sign. It means you're normal. Because the only people who love the sound of their voice are narcissists. And I believe that's true. Some people love the sound of their voice. These are the people who want to talk nonstop. And I think they just love it. They love talking and they love the sound of their voice. And that's a very small sliver of society. Most of us, even those of us who do it professionally, I don't like hearing my voice. And I think that's a good, healthy sign. I really do. Because I firmly believe only narcissists love the sound of their voice. 225-9697 is the text line, and you're probably thinking, well, that's weird. You talk for a living. That's true, but I don't want to have to hear me. I don't mind if you hear me. I don't want to have to hear
What's
me.
really funny and interesting to me is when I tell people I don't like to talk. I'm not an extrovert. I don't need to be the guy in the middle of the room everybody's listening to. And I prefer not to. I prefer not to talk most of the time. People say, well, you're on the radio and you teach, you talk for a living, and that's true. If I'm getting paid, and I tell people, if you're paying me, I'll talk.
Brew don't talk for free.
I will talk a blue streak. I'll talk your ear off if you're paying me to talk. Otherwise, what's the point? I don't need to talk. Most of the time, I don't want to talk.
I know people who act like they're not, but they act like they're getting paid by the word.
And I sometimes tell students that, or, I get paid by the word, so I need to talk a lot.
Let's get this party started. That's from the text line, 225-9697. 41 See? It's up here. I don't know what's going on.
It's because of your inclination to default to your Mark Hurd impression.
You guys better stop jacking around.
Nathan, last night I was doing something. I was talking for my kids, and I could not come up with the word complex. In real time, I absolutely, positively could not come up with the word complex. I eventually came up with complicated.
Yeah.
And I thought that might be what I was looking for.
The Avril Lavigne song?
I still had doubts. And then I realized later why I had doubts. That was not the word I was looking for.
That's good coffee.
Could not come up with that word.
13 minutes after, 41 degrees, your forecast at the bottom. Donut Friday, you bet. Amy Donuts, why not? 301 North Van Buren, absolutely. Amy, get your donut on. They open up at 4:30 in the morning. They're open until 2 in the afternoon, Monday through Sunday. Landry, that's 7 days. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's all there are. There's no 8th day. There's 7 days. Amy Donuts, open for your dining pleasure, open for your donut pleasure.
Last night, I heard Nate Bargatze on the internet saying that, he's from Tennessee, but he's spent time in Los Angeles and he spent time in New York doing stand-up, which to me is really interesting to think about that, because you listen to Nate Bargatze, he sounds like he's from Tennessee. Mm-hmm. He does not sound like he has spent a day in New York or L.A.
Right.
But he said, but it makes sense. If you're going to make it in that business, you're probably going to have to spend time in New York or L.A. And he said, and then I had, my wife and I, we had a daughter They have one child. We had a daughter. And he said, we went back to Tennessee so she could be born there. I didn't want her to have a New York birth certificate because I didn't want her to grow up thinking she was better than me.
What's funny is, once again, there's disparity. My machine for the back porch says 41. My desktop says 37. We're going to get up this afternoon to a balmy 75 as we prepare, make our way unto spring. 1 week from today is the first day of spring. Hey, happy Friday the 13th, by the way. That guy in the hockey mask, what's his deal? Am I right? Do you think anybody remembers that anymore? Does anybody that's been 40 years or more since those silly Friday the 13th movies. And by the way, was Friday the 13th a thing before those movies?
Good question.
Because that's all we ever knew growing up was the Friday the 13th movie, so we thought they were, oh, Friday the 13th was a bad deal because of the movies? Or was Friday the 13th already allegedly a scary, ominous thing in the 60s, in the 70s, before the movies came out? I don't know. Maybe if our listeners know, they can tell us. 225-9697, 35 degrees, 5 miles north of Butler, Oklahoma. After hearing Landry, after hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing. This is the way the human mind works, though. Nobody's convinced of anything after hearing it once or twice or 3 times. Sometimes it takes months, sometimes it takes years. But finally, a landowner decided to call. And he said, bring me out some oil and some antifreeze in these massive containers. And the very next day, the oil and the antifreeze was on his place. He couldn't believe it. He said, man, if I'd have known it was going to be this easy, I wouldn't have waited this long. I'd have called a long time ago. That's what Camrock Supply can do for you. Make your life easy. Camrock Supply. Bulk liquids, bulk fuel, bulk oil, bulk antifreeze. I got grease, zip ties. By the way, old Bird there, Roy Jones, Bird, cylinder repair. Camrock Supply next to Fred's.
Maybe everybody should take lessons in writing, communication, and how to teach people. And by that, I mean, we need to all learn how we learn.
Maybe that's what I'll do in retirement, too. Teach people how to communicate. Go around any public presenter. Hey, here's what you really need to do.
One of my many pet peeves, and I didn't realize it until I got older. When I was younger, doing jobs to, make a buck to afford a gallon of gasoline and to try to get by, I would have jobs where I would have somebody show me how to do something, and the person would show me one time and then expect me to understand it.
One time very rapidly?
Yeah, here's how I do
just do this, and then to pull this down and walk over here and look up, and then turn to the right, and there you go. That's it. Okay, good luck.
What I have realized through my own experience and actually reading a little bit about how people absorb and store and retain information, and then actually teaching myself professionally for more than 20 years, people learn typically, and unless you're a genius, you have a photographic memory. Most of us take time to absorb information and understand it and store it in our long-term memory to be able to recall it. So understanding it's pretty complicated, and it takes being explained something or shown something more than once. For me, for most of us, it requires frequent repetition to the same information. To learn it, to understand it, to remember it.
Small chunks of information over and over. Small chunks of information over and over. The 20-minute explanation of the big long thing one time does no good. It just doesn't. You got to break it down into its component parts and do each component over and over.
So when you're trying to teach somebody something, when you're trying to show somebody something, when you're trying to explain to somebody how to do something, remember that. You have to break information down, and you have to repeat it, and maybe a lot.
And also understand, if you've been doing this a long time and they've never done it, you know a whale of a lot more than they do. It's easy for you. We all fall into this thing. Well, everybody knows it's easy. This is easy to do. Sure, it's easy. You've done it for a long time.
It's easy for you. Also, you need to use words that other people understand.
Inside jargon, industry lingo doesn't help people outside of the industry.
When the doctor or the dentist or the mechanic or the plumber uses words
Or accountant,
that you don't understand and try to explain to you what's wrong, what needs to be fixed, I just nod a lot. Right? I have no idea what they're talking about. No idea what they're talking about. If you really want me to understand it, use words that I know, that I understand.
Hey, meteorologist, we don't know what convection coefficient is. We don't. 225-9697. One of our listeners said Friday the 13th had a bad connotation since the Templars were killed by Prince Philip IV. Now, I have no idea who the Templars are, and I don't know who Prince Philip IV was. What country are we talking about?
What era?
Is this England?
When was this? Where was this?
Is it France? Is it Spain? Is it Luxembourg? Was it the 1930s, 1830s, 1730s, 1630s, 1530s?
I see London. I see France. You ever think about that ditty that we said as kids? I see London, which is a city. I see France, which is a country. What was the deal with that?
They just needed it to rhyme.
I see London. I see France. I see somebody's underpants.
You know what we forgot to do? The video
deal?
this morning. Forgot to do the video.
You want to do it now? Say
Wouldn't it be a hoot?
What we're gonna talk about?
Wouldn't it be a hoot?
Here's what we just talked about on the early morning show on Friday, the 13th, on KECO Radio with Landry and Nathan and SGA and you. You know, SGA broke a record last night.
What was the record?
Say. It was Wilt Chamberlain's record.
Oh, what record did he break? Wilt Chamberlain's?
Was it consecutive games played, scoring at least 20 points? Was that it?
Camera.
225-9697. Did SGA just break Wilt Chamberlain's record for the most consecutive games scoring at least 20 points?
Okay, this is fun and exciting. See, we're actually live on the radio right now, but we're also we're shooting a video to put on Facebook so everybody knows what today's show is about.
Wow, that is so meta.
So besides Friday the 13th, Landry, besides Friday the 13th, Landry,
right?
I've got these common threads lined up. Do you know your country music? Are you a discerning country music listener and know what songs have in common? That's today's early morning show from 7 to 8 a.m. on 96.5 KECO, but by the time you see this video, it might be 3 in the afternoon. You could also see the show on the KECO Facebook page, and we put it on the website, kecofm.com, in podcast form. Landry, smile and wave. Man, that was so awesome what we just did. See? Isn't that awesome and amazing?
The caffeinated conversation continues on the early morning show right after this.
They're expecting me to get whatever task done. To a farmer, a tractor, combine, gets them up and running. He's back in the field, makes some money. Guy in the oil field, their piece of equipment's running again. That makes some money. Solves that problem. I'm Brock Kalk, and my company is American Hose and Supply. We sell all types of industrial hose and fittings, oil field or agriculture. So if your farmer need a hose built, you can come in, we'll build it. You're a oil field customer and need us to come out and see you, we'll come out and see you and take an order or pick up a hose, build it, bring it back to you. If we're competitive on price, we say we'll bring it to you, we'll do whatever it takes to get it to you, make life easier on you, or you can call us to solve a problem. Hey, can you get this? Why wouldn't you? American Hose and Supply, 2111 South Main, Elk City, Oklahoma, in Camrock Building next to Fred's.
Or call 303-1123. 303-1123.
Why wouldn't you?
49 years in a row. That's how long you said F-Series is your favorite pickup. 49 years in a row. That's how long you bought more F-Series pickups than any other on the market. For the look, for the performance, for the durability. We're celebrating Truck Month at Barbara Dyson Ford with the lowest interest rates and their largest rebates of the year on all F-Series pickups. We're pulling out all stops, marching towards half a century of dominance. Barbara Dyson Ford, Oak City, online at barbadysonford.net.
We start off by taking some photos, and so that I can kind of come up with a plan. But the most important factor with coming up with that plan is finding out what the patient's idea of the perfect smile is. Not necessarily everyone has the same idea of a perfect smile. Kind of like women that go to the nail shop for their fingernails. They don't all want the same shape, the same color. It's finding out what will work with their face to enhance their beauty as much as possible. Sometimes we will do a trial smile where I can send into the lab and do a mock-up, and we can actually kind of put something in their mouth to have an idea of what the outcome could look like to make sure we get the smile just right.
I'm Dr. Jamie Cameron, Southwest Dentistry and Cosmetics in Weatherford, catty corner to Walgreens. swdentalok.com,
where we treat you like family and do life-changing dentistry.
This season was challenging. Cotton prices were down, and we all felt the pressure. That's when it really matters who's handling your cotton. Carson County Gin knows the LDP program inside and out. They understood the timing, locked in the rates at the right moments, and made sure we captured the most money possible back through the LDP program. They pushed the right channels, stayed on top of the paperwork, and made sure our proceeds and LDP payments were done right. In tough years like this one, that makes a real difference. That extra money matters to our operation, and I know we're not just another load of cotton. They treat us like a priority. The gym processed our LDP payment within days, and when it was ready, they didn't mail it, they hand-delivered a check to us. When every cent counts, don't put your livelihood where you're just a number. Put it where experience works for you. Carson County Gin, just west of Pampa. Managed right and taken care of.
26 minutes after 7, 96.5 KECO is the early morning show. It's about 40 degrees on our way to 75. Your forecast at the bottom. Jared with local news at 7:50. Nathan, Landry, and you. The text line, 225-9697. Wouldn't it be nice to wake up whenever you want to? No more alarm clocks? Might be 6:45, might be 8 o'clock, might be 9, whatever. It's your day. You can go do what you want. Maybe go down to the coffee shop in the morning, go play golf in the afternoon, go out to eat that night. Whatever you want to do, wherever you want to go, you do it now because your time is yours and you have the resources to do it because you got ready. The golden years can be a time to really live if you get ready for them. Advanced Financial Strategies in Clinton. The website, retirewithbaca.com.
Nathan, earlier we were talking about the importance of when explaining things and teaching people things, you need to put ideas into words they understand.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a lot about the thing I do and you might not, and so I need to understand that when I'm talking to you about it. The other day, I was teaching one of my classes at the local university called American Government and Politics, and the title of the class gives away what it's about. One of my students, a Zoom student, most of the students I teach are not in the room with me at Sayre, most of them are someplace else. I had a student probably at Weatherford in this class called American Government and Politics, and he said, I just want to make a D in this class. I just want to make a 60. He said this, Nathan. He said, I'm taking physics. Physics I understand. This doesn't make sense to me.
Wow.
American government and politics is a mystery to him. He understands physics, but he doesn't understand American government and politics, which just floored me. Because to me, that seems like one of the simpler subjects. I mean, first of all, it's something that we've all kind of studied and learned about through school. When you're in elementary school, you're taking social studies, and then you go to high school, you take government and history.
If you ever look at physics don't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense at all. And yet a student said, I understand physics, I don't understand government.
Okay, we have clarification here about Friday the 13th. France. 1307. That's a long time ago.
13, see?
Yeah, that's right, 1307.
Common thread.
France, 1307, the Knights Templar fought in the Crusades and gained too much power for the King of France. Friday the 13th, 1307, issued orders to have them arrested and killed. One of our listeners said, I'm so glad you discussed the learning process. I needed to hear that. That's good. Small chunks of information given over and over. We learn through repetition.
In words people understand.
Mm-hmm.
We do learn through repetition. We need the repetition.
Clear language that people can understand. Inside jargon. I mean, accountants talking about, the debit and the balance sheet. What you did was the amortization and the, Amortization. Who knows what that means? Amortization. No idea. And every specialty, every walk of life has this. They've got their language that is specific to that thing. Plumbers have it, accountants have it, doctors have it, mechanics. Well, it's the O-ring. The problem is your piston on the O-ring. I don't know what that is. Farming, they've got their own language. They deal in stuff. I have no clue what they're talking about. And here in radio, Landry, what did you say? What cart number is that ad? It's got a cart number, and we need to get the DAT and then make sure that it's in stereo, not mono, and then blah, blah, blah. You know, every walk of life has this. You just have to be aware in your area that you work in. Not everybody knows that stuff. And so if you're trying to explain it to somebody else, you do define your words and break down the information into small bite-sized chunks. Mm-hmm. And if you're trying to train, when you're training the new guy, mm-hmm. he or she needs to hear little pieces of information over and over and over.
Here is a little piece of information. Last night, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with the Oklahoma City Thunder broke a record that had stood for a long time because it was set by a guy named Wilt Chamberlain, who played in the NBA about 300 years ago. SGA broke Wilt's record for the most consecutive games in which a player scored at least 20 points.
That's pretty good.
I do believe that's correct.
All right, we're going to do common thread. What are these three country music songs? And yes, they are country music songs. What do these three country music songs have in common? You're going to need to listen to all three and then text us the answer at 225-9697. 225-9697. Give us the answer to the question, what do these three country music songs have in common?
She's been going out with him. She's been going out with me. Said she'd let us know by tonight which one it would be. So I waited by the phone, but she never called me up.
Had to know what was going on, so I drove by her house, and sure enough, that's number one. Here is numero dos, song number two. Remember Chopper Dave just got the biggest kick out of this song? I remember that.
I know the answer. And I do remember that.
You can see the girl coming from a mile away. She got her big wheels turning. She got Oklahoma play.
Look out now. Look out now.
She got a sunroof up. She got a window rolled down. And you ought to feel the ground shaking. She comes to town.
All right, that was number two. Here's number three. Song number three, common thread.
Well, I got my first truck when I was 3. Drove 100,000 miles on my knees. Hauled marbles and rocks and thought twice before I hauled a Barbie doll bed for the girl next door. She tried to pay me with a kiss and I began to...
All right, 225-9697. What do they have in common? 96
Trying to pay me with a kiss.
And I began to understand.
Mercy.
225-9697.
Well, that'll change after they get married, I'll tell you that.
The only thing is, when Wilt Chamberlain was playing, they did not have the three-pointer. That's true. Of course, Wilt wouldn't have shot a three.
What I love about the Oklahoma City Thunder is, of course, you know, they win, so that's nice. I don't watch the Thunder a lot, but I enjoy other people enjoying the Thunder. Mm-hmm. My kids, you know, they love watching the Thunder, and they go to the grandparents' house and watch it, and everybody's talking about it. It's great. And I love that. I love enjoying the Thunder at a distance, from a distance.
This is song number one of the song on the Common Thread song.
She's been going out with me. Said she'd let us know by tonight which one it would be. So I waited by the phone, but she never called me up. Had to know what was going on, so I drove by her house,
And there you go. Okay, that was song number 1. Let's go to song number 2. Song number 2.
That guy's kid sings with One Direction, right?
Yeah, I remember Chopper Dave just got the biggest kick out of that song. That's song number 2. Is number 3.
You know, if it weren't for trucks, we wouldn't have tailgates. I met all my wives in traffic jams.
I met all my wives in traffic jams. How about that, Joe Diffie? 2 of those 3 old boys are from Oklahoma.
Is that the common thread?
No.
That 2 out of 3 of them are from Oklahoma?
No. Once around the block and you'll know what I mean. Several of you already knew it. Several of you knew it, including Leanne.
Well, of course.
They all involve pickup trucks. This is Joe Diffie, Pickup Man.
Oh, if it weren't for trucks, we wouldn't have tailgates. I met all my wives in traffic jams are just something women like about a pickup man.
All right, that was Pickup Man. It was number 3. Number 2. This old TK, the late great Toby Keith. Big Old Truck. There's another pickup song. And then number 1, Landry. Number 1, Thomas Rhett Sr., also known as Red Akins. That ain't my truck. That ain't my truck. Pickup Man, Big Old Truck. They're all about pickup trucks.
How is Rhett Akins related to Claude?
And Chet? Their nephews-in-law.
See, Nathan, I'm as bad as anybody about being on a bandwagon and rooting for winners.
Yeah.
See, the Thunder are really good. See, they won the championship last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But when you see the photo in today's Oklahoman where they're celebrating SGA breaking Wilt's record, have you seen the photo?
Mm-hmm.
His teammates, all the J. Wills and the J. Dubs and Lou Dort, they're pouring cups of water on SGA on the court. He looks annoyed, but they're all smiling. And you know what they are? They're young and they're happy. They're the fun bunch, and they're happy. And that's one of the reasons I like watching.
Tell you where you can get your big old truck during Truck Month at Barber Dyson Ford. Get you a big old truck. It's an F-Series truck at Barber Dyson Ford, 'cause it's Truck Month and they're selling trucks at Barber Dyson Ford because it's Truck Month. BD Ford celebrating Truck Month. F-Series number 1, 49 years in a row. You love a big old truck.
I mean, sure, if you're 25 years old and you make $100 million a year, it's easy to be happy. But still.
The caffeinated conversation continues on the early morning show right after this.
So we had a gentleman that had heard our ad on the radio multiple times and had always wanted to try to do the bulk floods with us, but just thought it would be a big hassle. And he just kept putting it off. And finally, we had a salesman go down there and talk to him. And he told us what he needed. We took him a tote of hydraulic oil, tote of motor oil, and a drum of antifreeze. Got it set up for him, and the gentleman said, "That's it." Huh? He goes, "Man, if I'd have known it was this easy, I'd have done this a long time ago." We're kind of like your easy button. We're going to get it done for you, easiest way for you. I guess they think it's difficult, moving in the tanks or totes, whatever you want, getting it set up, getting the hose reels and all that type of stuff set up, pumps. But we do it every day. So, they think it's going to take weeks. But, most times we'll be there that week when they order it, if not, within a couple of days. So they're very surprised at how fast.
Camrock is the name of the company. It's 2111 South Main, Milk City, south of Fred's Steakhouse.
He goes, "Man, if I'd have known it was this easy, I'd have done this a long time ago."
Brian Bacca is an investment advisor representative of and advisory services offered through Royal Fund Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
You don't set an alarm anymore. You get up whenever you feel like it. You get out of bed, drink your coffee, and eat your breakfast in a comfortable, attractive home. Today, you might even play 18 holes of golf, or meet some friends for lunch, or take a quick road trip for some shopping. All of those options are on the table. Tomorrow, you and your better half will start getting the house ready for the weekend. Your son and daughter-in-law are bringing the grandkids. You've got big plans for those little people. When you retired, you were a little worried about how you'd spend your time. But that's all you were worried about because month after month, year after year, you had some help working a plan. I'm Brian Bacca with Advanced Financial Strategies in Clinton, a block and a half south of Homeland. The website is retirewithbacca.com. If you get ready for them, the golden years can be a time to really live.
Well, with fly season coming up, we've already started adding the garlic to our liquid feed. It's got to get in their system. It's not a quick fix. It works basically like you're fertilizing your yard. The grass doesn't start growing instantly. It takes a little bit. Minerals are the exact same way. You cannot start feeding them and expect results overnight. You've got to give it a little bit of time. When you get them on a regular basis of this, they've got this constant buildup of a little more garlic, so that gives them more control over the flies. And so if you do this, start this early, you will gain significant weight on the calves. The cows will do better. It makes better sense to start early. Your calves will put on more weight. That means more money when you take them to the sale because you got a head start on it. Come on by Kirk Feeds at Sarah and Eric. Check us out on Facebook. But we'd like you to come by the store and visit with us a little bit and see what all the new products are.
Generac backup generators are the industry standard, and Carter Electric in Elk City is your authorized Generac dealer. Let's face it, electricity is a highly needed element in our daily lives. It's a proven fact extreme weather impacts electricity providers. So let Carter Electric help you get the properly sized Generac backup generator for your home or business. Plus, they can professionally install it for you. So anytime the power grid goes out, your backup power switches on automatically. And it's fueled by natural gas or propane, so no refueling needed. Carter Electric, 217 West 12th Street in Elk City. Call 225-2447. Your Generac authorized dealer.
19 away from the top, 96.5 KECO's The Early Morning Show. Nathan Landry and you. We got more common threads we got to get to, so let's do this weather quickly. Sunny 75 today, sunny and 75. I think that's a Joe Nichols song. Sunny and 75, that's today. North winds 5 to 15, shifting north. What? North winds North winds shifting east. Isn't that odd? Tonight, clear 41. Tomorrow, sunny 80. Today, 75. Tomorrow, 80. Right now on the back porch, about 40 degrees. Sun coming up, revealing mostly clear skies. Nathan Landry and you, 225-9697. One of our listeners agreed with you. They think people like the Thunder because they like each other and root for each other.
They are. In fact, in this story about SGA breaking Wilt's record for most consecutive games scoring 20 points. And by the way, do you have any idea how many games that is? Something like 127. SGA talks about all the fun he's having. He said, yeah, I know it's fun to win, but as a team, we have fun. We enjoy each other. We have fun. And they do. They just seem like, we good guys, and they're having fun. And of course, it helps that they're winning. But it's fun.
You know what's fun? Winning.
Winning is fun.
If you break your hose, bust your hose, and you stop the machinery, if you can't work anymore, you're not making money, but the work still has to get done. So there's you're really in a bind. That's where American Hose and Supply comes in. You call them, and they come fix it. 303-1123. American Hose and Supply, 303-1123.
Traber just raves about SGA, about the person he is. He says, I hear stories about him, what he does off the court, the kind of person he is. And Traber said, maybe it's my age, but that's what's really important to me now.
We're doing common thread. What do these three country music songs have in common? Listen closely to all three clips and figure out what they have in common. 225-9697. This one is going to be more difficult than the first one. It may not be what you think. 225-9697. Listen closely. What do these three songs have in common?
I toss and turn and lose and sleep, can't seem to make any sense of anything. I keep wandering around in circles in a daze. Just when I start awakening, I find that something's intoxicating me till I'm tangled up, lost
right, that's number one. Number two. Here we go.
Every time our eyes meet, this feeling inside me is almost more than I can take. Baby, when you touch me, I can feel how much you love me, and it just blows me away.
Man, this song was a huge hit.
You couldn't turn on any radio station in about 1999, 98, 99, when this song came out. There was the country version, which we played about 43 times a day on KECO. This was before I worked here. But we played it about 43 times a day here. Every country radio station played it, and then pop stations started playing it. It was massive. That's song number 2, Landry. Here's song number 3. It's common thread, but it may not be what you think.
I'm shameless when it comes to loving you. I'll do anything you want me to. I'll do anything at all.
Wow, wow.
And I'm standing here for all the world to see. Oh, baby, that's what's left of me. Don't have very far to fall.
Okay, there you are. 3 country songs. What do they have in common? And no, it's not that they're love songs. Every country song's about that. You've either fallen in love or you just lost your love. It's not about love. What do these 3 songs have in common? 225. I'm out of breath. 225-9697. It's not a relationship. It's not love. What do these 3 country songs have in common? It may not be what you think. Think about it. You gotta listen and think about it.
Coming, love is relentless, just like the waves against the sand, over and over and time again. Your love keeps on reaching out to me.
That's the only song of his I like. This guy has about 95 hits.
Yeah.
And this is really the only one I like. I really like that song. That's number 1. Here's number 2.
I've never been this close to anyone or anything. I can hear thoughts.
I can hear your thoughts.
I can see your dreams.
That's pretty good writing.
I don't know how you do what you do. I'm so in love with you. It just keeps getting better. I want to spend the rest of my life with you by my side.
That's song number 2. What do these 3 songs have in common? It's Common Thread on KECO. Song 3.
You know now I'm not a man.
And it's not love or relationships.
Sure about the world I've been living in. I don't break easy. I have my pride, but if you need to be satisfied, I'm shameless. Well, honey, I don't have a prayer. Every time I see you standing there, I go down upon my knees, and I'm jaded. Swore I'd never compromise on, but you convinced me other.
Do you know the answer?
I doubt it.
So far, nobody does. I was right. I knew this would be harder. I did it by design. I did the easy one early, and then I said, no, we're going to do a hard one next. By the way, if we have time for the third, it's pretty easy. And I'd really like to do that in segment 3 because it's an easy one.
I want to keep listening to the songs. I have this process over here. I have this thought process.
Or is it just that you like the songs? And
Also,
you want
I
to hear them?
like the songs, especially the first and the third, but mostly the third. But I have this process. I'm thinking, okay, I know who the singers are.
Mm-hmm.
I know what the song titles are, I think. Is it a lyric? Is it something to do with? I have no idea. Well, I know who one of the songwriters is. And then I have something that might be kind of close.
Just keeps coming. Though your love is relentless, I can't fight it. There's no hiding. Though your love is relentless.
I'll give you a clue. It's in the title. 225-9697. What do these three songs have in common? That was song number 1. Here's song number 2. It's in the title.
Forever and ever. Every little thing that you do, baby, I'm amazed by you.
Barry Manilow on the piano. Is that it? Is that it?
The smell of your skin, the taste of your...
I can hear your thoughts, Landry.
Are you saying?
I can see your dreams.
Are you saying it's in the title of each song?
Yes.
I'll do anything, babe. You see, in all my life,
I got it.
Okay. Took a while, didn't it?
I couldn't resist what I couldn't turn down. I could walk away from anyone I ever knew, but I can't walk away.
My problem was I didn't know the title of the second song. First song. Second song.
You didn't know Amazed?
Yes. I thought it was Baby, I'm Amazed by You.
I worked too hard to call my life my own.
Well, I don't work at a radio station full time. Now I know the answer.
But it's your world
Everybody,
now, I can't refuse. I've never had so much to lose.
And this song takes me back to my younger days.
Okay.
Nathan, we lost our minds. When Garth
I knew
Brooks
if anybody would get it, it
came
would
out with
be
this song.
this great American and this great listener named Leanne. And yes, she was right. Landry, why don't you give us the answer? You know it now. Finally, Landry, what's the answer here?
The song title of each song is one word.
That is correct. This is Shameless by Garth Brooks. One word, Shameless. The previous song, hold on. You ready? The
Yeah,
previous
yeah.
song. This is a song called Amazed by Lone Star. And then the first song we did is by Jason Aldean called Relentless. Relentless by Jason Aldean.
first time-
Amazed by Lone Star and Shameless by Garth Brooks. 3 song titles, 1 word titles.
For a second and a half, I thought, oh, well, is it each song's title ends with ESS?
I thought about doing that actually, but then opted not.
Remember that song Useless by Leonard Slough?
You are so priceless. I love you so much. You're priceless.
Sorry or admit when he's wrong. I never lost anything I ever missed, but I've never been in love like this. It's out of my hands. I'm shameless. I don't have a bottle now.
Good morning, sunny and 43. This is the Paragon Morning News. I'm Jared Atha. A Weatherford woman is facing 2 felony animal cruelty charges in Custer County after authorities say 2 dogs were found in severely neglected condition on a rural property east of Weatherford. Court records show Regan Ann Bone is accused of failing to provide the dogs with proper food, water, and veterinary care. The investigation began in February after authorities received a report that the resident had moved away months earlier and may have just abandoned the dogs. When deputies arrived, they found 3 dogs on the property. 2 remained on site and were described as severely malnourished. One had porcupine quills embedded in its face, head, and leg with signs of infection. The other was reportedly suffering from a serious untreated eye condition. Authorities also reported no visible food or water bowls. The dogs were taken into custody for treatment. Investigators say the animal's condition was consistent with prolonged neglect. Bone is now charged with 2 counts of felony animal cruelty. If convicted, each count carries up to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $5,000. The case remains pending in Custer County District Court. A Beckham County woman has been arrested after a juvenile was injured during a domestic incident, according to Beckham County Sheriff Derek Manning. Authorities say deputies were called to the home after a juvenile contacted her sister and reported that her mother had been yelling at her and shoved her during an argument. When deputies arrived, the woman had already left the residence. Officers with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol later helped locate her a short time later. A deputy checked on the juvenile and found that she had been shoved into a door jamb, leaving visible marks. The girl's father arrived at the scene and EMS transported the juvenile to a hospital where she was later diagnosed with a concussion. The child's mother was arrested on a charge of child abuse by injury. Sheriff Manning said the child is now safe, but was frightened during the incident. He also credited assisting agencies for helping deputies respond to the situation. The name of the defendant was not released. The Oklahoma State Election Board has released its annual voter registration report showing just over 2.4 million registered voters statewide as of January. Republicans make up the largest share with more than 1.2 million voters, or about 53% of the total. Democrats account for just over 609,000 voters. It's about a quarter of the voters in the state. Nearly 491,000 voters are registered independent, and 20%, all about 23,000, are registered libertarian. The State Election Board records official voter registration totals each year in January. Monthly data and historical comparisons are available on the agency's website. Election officials also remind voters that Oklahoma uses a closed primary system. To vote in a party's primary election, you must be registered within that party. Anyone planning to vote in a June primary must update their party affiliation by April 1st. Party changes are not allowed from April 1st through August 31st in even-numbered years. For more information, you can go online to oklahoma.gov/elections. These stories and more on our Facebook page and website. Right now, sunny and 43. This has been the Paragon Morning News. I'm Jared Atha.
.5 KECO is the early morning show, and there you go. Thank you much. You guys did a great job. Take the rest of the day off with pay. Or no, without pay. Sorry. Penny News is free this week. Grab a copy. It's got everything in it. All those cattle, trailers, cars, services, jobs, and did I say cattle? Ag products and cattle and Atwoods. All this Atwoods information too. We got time for one more common thread, and this will be pretty easy. So I say this might be the easiest one of all. What do these three songs have in common? 225-9697.
I went to school with some of these fellas. They had money and I was jealous. I didn't know then what I know now. Daddy'd say you can't judge a book by looking at the cover. It's what's inside that really matters.
All right, that was number one. Here's number two. Uh-oh, look out now. Come on now. Jump back now.
Girl, you taught me how to hurt real bad and cry myself to sleep. Showed me how this town shattered dreams. Another lesson.
I can't hear you, brother. What'd you say?
Listen to that first song. I thought the common thread for all the songs was going to be they're lame. But after hearing Dwight, I've changed my mind. Okay, now I'm back to that lame guess. I don't like Cadillac stuff. Sorry. I do enjoy remembering Ryan Jones' impression.
What do these three country songs have in common? 225-9697.
I get Chevrolet paid, but I got a big smile. But my little baby loves me Cadillac style. Well, I don't have a condo in Panama City.
Ryan Jones' impression of
You could say
Sammy
I'm a
Kershaw.
member of the Poor Boy Committee. The Poor Boy Committee.
Is that Cajun Fiddler?
They're cousins.
Like to wear fringy jackets.
They're cousins, Landra. And then
Daddy never was a Cadillac kind.
Well, I didn't say I loved the song. I just needed three songs that had something in common. You fool!
Just glitter and shine. Taught us that love was the one.
The most Confederate of railroads I've ever heard.
There for a while, they would let anybody in the business. Dwight. Now.
What do these songs all have in common? It's common thread on KECO.
Let me ask you something. Who's your favorite singer named Dwight?
Let's see. Somebody said they're all related to Jelly Roll. Leon knew it. It's Cadillacs. Daddy Never Was a Cadillac Kind by Confederate Railroad. Guitars Cadillacs by Dwight Yoakam. Cadillac Style by Sammy Kershaw. The common threadiest common thread on 96.5 KECO in Elk City. Y'all come.
There ain't no glamour in this tinsel land of lost and wasted life. Paint the scars of all that's left for me. Oh, but thank you, girl, for teaching me brand